Hello and welcome back to UDL Farming. It's been probably a day since we last saw you, I think, if I'm correct. So we've been a bit busy, as you can see ahead of me. This is our field 18. We have actually separated it. We leased the roller, split into two fields. This hasn't got anything in it currently. We're going to wait till the temperature gets higher and then we're going to put soybeans. But this bit we have seeded with canola. We also use the roller to enable us to get vehicles up and down without having to go through the field. So we currently have two fields planted, or 1.5 you could say, due to the split. But we just found the field was a bit too big to be manageable. So splitting it enabled us to manage it a lot better with the vehicles we currently have and the money we currently have. We're into the new month now. Last month we made a loss of £31,500, but a lot of that was leasing seeders, leasing the loading wagon to pick up the grass to put in our silo, and different things like that. But speaking of our silo, our silage is now ready. So we've got Nighthawk and Irish on as well, and our plan today is to empty that silo into the biogas. We're going to have a system where Nighthawk is loading the two trucks we have, which have a bed to put the silage on. I'm going to be driving into the biogas, and Irish will be loading it into the biogas. Hopefully this works as a nice system. We also, if you watch yesterday's episode, we had the hay into the biogas. We managed to get 27 bales in before midnight, and that gave us £11,500, more than paid for the lease of the baler. Although I'm sure Nighthawk wasn't too pleased with the amount of work he had to do.
No, I wasn't.
But he got it done, and we currently have another 12 bales in there. So we should see that money at midnight tonight. So we're going to try and get this done before midnight so we see the money. It is raining, but that's not going to affect us. So we're going to open the silo. There we go. And we have silage. I don't know why it won't let me open the rest of it. According to this, we have 130,000 litres silage. This will take a while, admittedly, because each truck can only hold 5,000 litres. We could be here a little while. It just depends how much we can get in before midnight. That's our big thing. If we can get in quite a lot before midnight, that's money coming in, that's profit. The lads will actually get some wages this month. That's the aim.
Oh, about time. I'm starting to think we've just done it for love.
And we still have more grass in the field to cut, so you know we may be able to do this again. We're just trying to prioritise at the minute. We've got to get that other bit of the field 18 seeded, but we need to wait till its ground temperature is more than 10 degrees. Which, looking at the weather that's coming up, we should be getting that by tomorrow, hopefully. That's kind of our aim at this point. But we're finally making money, which is the big important factor for us. So it's filling up nicely. So yeah, I'll do the driving to the biogas. Irish will be putting it into the biogas, and hopefully by the time we get back with an empty truck, there'll be one full truck waiting for us. But we'll see how we go. It's going to be a productive day, hopefully. It's going to hit night time soon, though. That's the only thing we're going to have to be a bit careful, especially driving on the road. Well, I'll have to be a bit careful, I suppose. I was hoping the rain would clean their trucks a bit more, but it hasn't really happened, to be honest.
I don't think it cleans away abuse.
They've all our trucks and tractors have had a lot of work. They've been doing, so you know they're going to be a bit battered. They're going to be a bit abused at times. Hopefully, we'll have money soon to replace them by new ones. Let them retire gracefully. Alright, let's see how much we're full. So, I thought these only held 5,000 litres, but I think I'm wrong. I think it's about 8,000. Because we're up to near just under 5,000 now and it's 61%. So actually, they hold a bit more than we expected. Which is never a bad thing at this point. Nighthawk's got his window wiper going on the front of his tractor. Definitely needs that at the minute. This is the first bit of rain we've seen, and we're now on our 7th day, so the start of our 3rd month. So we've done well really to avoid the rain. Not that it's really affected us. It would have only affected us doing the hay yesterday. That would have been the only day it would have really caused us issues. Everything else, it's generally not been a problem, but a little bit of rain doesn't do any harm though. It's good for the crops. It is taking longer to fill than we was expecting, I think. But yeah, I think they have
booby buckets.
We have only got small buckets, yes. I think they hold 8,000 litres. I think we underestimated how much they hold, to be honest. But we should know shortly. Doing a good job of filling. Definitely earning his wages this month. 95%. Yeah, it's going to be 8,000 litres. I can hold a little bit more, but 98%. And then we're go time. So we're probably going to end up working quite late into the evening by the looks of things. I think we finished, I think it was 2 in the morning we finished doing the bales of hay to the biogas. We also did a few little contracts as well, so we are getting there slow. There we go, 8,000, we're full. So it would help us start the engine, wouldn't it? So off we go. Window wipers going, and the quickest route we think is up the main road, so we'll take a right along this path here, down the alleyway, and across the bridge. We're going to go past the other farmhouse. It's where we saw us do the contract on the last episode. I will explain. The last episode, it ended a little bit embarrassingly for myself. We were doing a contract, delivering to the farm here, and it wouldn't let us deliver. Well, there was a reason for this. I've actually gone the wrong way by the looks of things. I've got to a dead end. We're going to have to cut across their front grass. Should have gone round. Nighthawk said he had picked up our load for the contract for us. He had in fact picked up his own load, and I was delivering his load to my point, my drop-off point. So that would explain why it wouldn't process. We ended up doing both contracts in the end, but it wasn't an ideal situation.
I blame the driver.
He would blame the driver. So we're just passing. So actually on the right hand side, what I was talking about on the last episode about buying a satellite farm so we could start having some animals other than our chickens. We're just passed on the right hand side. Speaking of our chickens, we now have a chick. We only have 2 chickens if you remember from the first episode. We just had them as little pets. I think we've got 4 boxes of eggs from them so far. But yeah, we've had a little chick. Downside to the chick, it's actually a male, so we're not going to see any eggs from it. No, not that turning. It's the next turning on the left. But yeah, we'll probably keep it. It might be a case of our rooster may be getting on a bit, so we may have to replace the rooster, and it's an automatic replacement really. So this is the biogas here, hasn't taken us that long to get to. And Irish should be already down here ready with the tractor with the bucket on. And there he is.
Hey! Is that Nighthawk taking a long time to load you up?
Took him longer than we expected, I think. So we'll change the tip to the back and unload here. So it is definitely coming out. I need to drive forward a little bit as it is piling up behind us. There we go, and we have unloaded. So now we can head back to the farm while that gets loaded up. Yeah, like we say, this will take us a little while. There's 130,000 litres in our pit, and we can take 8,000 litres at a time. It's going to be a few journeys. Alright, just got to watch out trying to pull out of here. Think we can make it before the next car. Yeah, there we go. Now following the cement truck. These are handy little trucks to be fair. We found them on the mod hub. They're quite useful. Nighthawk will be able to explain more about them. I think they have different ways you can have them set up, can't they, Nighthawk?
Yep. Yeah, you can have different loading points. You can have the tracks on the back to load vehicles up on it. They take seeds separately or together, which is always handy. They pretty much take most fertilizer, everything.
So a good all-round truck to have, really, especially when you start off small.
And they even strap bales on the back,
as you saw previously. So yeah, very good all-round vehicle to have. Obviously later on we'll try and have a bigger truck to carry crops in, as I think this could be a long journey trying to do one of our big fields of crops in these, but we'll see where we're at with money at that point. Yeah, but it's all about for us making money. That's the big thing at this point, trying to get the money together to get the satellite farm, which I think will give us a much needed boost with our finances if we have a constant income from animals. It also gives everyone quite a bit to do to keep on top of them. That's the other side of it. We'll go back a slightly different way. I should have probably nipped back through the shop way. That would have been quicker going back, I suppose, but we are going to go the next right hand turn and we're going to go back this way. Don't really want to have to go through someone's front garden again. If we follow this round, this is another route to our farm. A tight bend. There we go. And we should be coming up on Nighthawk on our left hand side now. How are we getting on, Nighthawk?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
Is that full, is it?
Yep.
Nice. So there we go. He's already filled one.
I did have to go and get it because you didn't put it over to me. Oh, I know.
Right. One delivery done. On to the next. The engine is already going. Let's make a nice change. We'll just go a different way this time, just to see if it is a quicker route. We're not sure if it will be, but we'll go past our fields. The other thing we did with the roller is we actually fixed the corner of one of our fields. It was a tight turn towards the shop, so we levelled it out a little bit. We lose a bit of crop, but nothing noticeable, to be fair. That way we can actually take the swing into the field and onto the track that goes along there. You'll notice it coming up in a minute. So this little turning just coming up here, and this bit of grass here. So we'd actually seeded a little bit onto the track, so we've levelled that off just to make it a bit easier to go. And then this is the track through the field to the shop. We can probably put our foot down a little bit here. And we'll slow down as we come across the bridge. There we go. As you can see, the other farmers have been busy planting their fields by the looks of things. We are hoping that we will be able to do some contracts in the harvesting when them fields are ready. That would massively help our finances. We haven't really found we've had many contracts. We've had a few transporting contracts and a few fertiliser contracts, but we actually end up losing a bit of money doing the fertiliser because we have to buy it. If we own the fertiliser already via having animals, it wouldn't be too bad, but as it stands, we actually have to buy it every time. So a lot of them for us aren't cost effective, we're finding. But yeah, the satellite farm should hopefully solve that issue by having our own fertiliser. Then we'll just need to buy an actual attachment to the tractors that can spread the fertiliser, and then it will be pure profit. So coming up on our left hand side will be the biogas plant. And then we can see how Irish is getting on. Still got a little bit to go in, but not too much. Looks to be going well. And we are unloading. And we are empty. Perfect.
Cool, thank you very much.
Second delivery done. So we're already at 8:30 at night. As we said, this could take a while. So what we'll do is we'll get back to the farm, just checking it's safe to actually pull out. We'll get back to the farm. Hopefully there's another truck waiting for us. And then we will come back up either midnight or when we're finished, whichever comes sooner. I highly suspect midnight first, but we shall see. But that's currently, this is going to keep us going for a little while yet, I think. It's a very long process, but only because of where the biogas plant is compared to where we are, and also the size of the trucks we use to deliver it. It's a tight turning, there we go. Back through past the shop. Take a right turn here, through the field. So we can actually put a bit of speed down going along here. So I've got to be a bit careful though going across the bridge. There we go. The other thing with these cars and trucks is they're very quick. I think I just hit 70 miles an hour going across that field. Not advisable normally. Just going back onto our main hard stand now. Yeah, I still can't really decide which way's faster, to be fair. I can go a bit faster through the fields. Probably shouldn't be, but I know I can. I actually beat him back this time. So he hasn't actually finished filling that one up by the looks of things.
I have done.
He has finished it. There we go. Right, so there we go. So we'll come back and see how we're getting on, like I say, either at midnight or when we're finished. Whichever sooner, but I highly expect it to be midnight. But we shall see you then. And we're back. So my first guesstimate of we'll be back at midnight and we won't have finished was correct. As you can probably tell, I have swapped jobs with Nighthawk currently, so I'm filling up the trucks while he is delivering, just to change it up a little bit. We're now 10 to midnight, so we're just going to see how much we get from what we've been doing so far. We are over halfway, mentioning the silo. It is a very slow progress. There has been a bit of a descent in the ranks as well among the workers, admittedly. They're not happy with their conditions. They want more coffee.
And pain.
Yeah, they're a bit upset that last month there was no wages for anyone. Supposedly telling them to work harder isn't a good motivational tactic. But yeah, there's 54,888 litres left in the silo, so we are getting there. We started on 130,000. We will see some money at midnight today, and then we'll get the rest of it, hopefully, by end of play on the next day. But it will be all within this month's profit, so this is money for this month, so there should be wages this month in theory.
I'll go on strike. I need new clothes.
We have noticed there's a bit of wear and tear on some of the trucks, especially Nighthawks, which is a little bit unhappy about. I think it needs a repaint.
And a valet, as you've dirtied the whole inside of my truck.
It is cool how you get to see the dirt inside the trucks where people have stood. I don't understand the passenger seat, but that's also dirt in the passenger seat as well. As you can tell, it is very dark at this time of night. Right, so we've just got our income from the biogas plant. 12,691. I would assume that also includes bales from yesterday as well on top. So there is a little bit extra coming out as well with the vehicle leasing from the seeders earlier on. But yeah, so that's a little bit extra than what we've already put in. But some of that is down to the bales. To be fair, it's still a decent profit, and it is all profit. The work was done previously. It's definitely paid for itself. Nighthawk did have the suggestion of using a conveyor belt. They are £5,000 a piece to load and unload, or to load up the trucks and then load the biogas plant up. So we'd have to have two, so it's £10,000 outlay. It's a lot of money to be laying out. If this was a long-term source of income, then it might be worth it. It's something we've got to look into anyway and just see the viability of it. And that truck's full as well. So that's probably it for today's episode. We will hopefully be back and we'll be able to tell you how much money we've got from the rest of the silo. Our next job, as I said at the start of today, we need to seed the soya beans, but we need the ground temperature to be above 10 degrees. And we've still got grass to cut. We have still got grass left over in the field, so we need to decide if we're going to put that back in the silo or not. Yeah, we're free. We're into our third month now, and we're slowly making money. So it's definitely a plus. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.